Hello everyone, how are we doing today? NBZ here with Battle for You. This one is an underused game, a UU if you will, against Slamdunkgator91, and yeah, I'm just using the same team again that I've been using a little bit. It's just some UU guys thrown together. They kind of mesh pretty well. Floatzel is NU of course, and I'm not even sure what Crobat is, but you know, the other guys kind of meld together. It's a nice mixture fusion we got going on, so it's pretty interesting, and it should turn out to be a pretty good match. So here we go. I haven't actually sped this one up at all because I don't know. I felt like been a bit chill today, just a bit of a slower narration, maybe something a bit more relaxed. So anyway, we've got some Steelix versus Swampert, and my Steelix actually has Toxic, so it's a good thing to get Swampert poisoned and toxic straight off the bat, because that thing obviously doesn't have any form of recovery, so it's definitely beneficial if I want to wear him down over the match. Toxic is the best thing to do to him, so that's exactly what I do. Not able to prevent his rocks in any way. I don't actually have a spinner on the team, and I am a little bit weak to rocks. You know, Victini and Zapdos are both weak, so that's a little bit of a problem. But I see he has a Hitmontop, but I do want to put that pressure on him. You know, as long as Stealth Rocks are all put on his side, he is now pressurized to spin them away. I don't really have any pressure on me. The only pressure is to just not bring Zapdos and Victini in too many times, to which they would die because of Stealth Rock being up on my side. But as you can see, he doesn't really do anything with Earthquake. I was kind of expecting Waterfall or maybe Scald. Scald would have been a lot more dangerous just because obviously special defense is not Steelix's base of something which is good, base of something which is wow, I need to think before I speak sometimes. But yeah, obviously special defense is not Steelix's strong point, so I go into Rotom to dodge the Earthquake, which is pretty cool. And now, the obvious thing for me to do is go for the Leaf Storm. Now, obviously, he doesn't want to stay in with a Swampert on a Rotom Grass, so I'm going to switch out to Crobat because I expect him to go straight into his Shaymin. Obviously, Shaymin would be a very appropriate switch in and would cover my Rotom pretty well, so that's what I do. I go into Crobat, and he actually gets a bit of a better switch because Rotom Heat would have taken the grass move very nicely, and he can also now threaten my Crobat out, not only with his stab with Thunderbolt, but he can also threaten me with a Will-O-Wisp, and so I kind of expect him to do that, probably thinking that he can cripple my Crobat early game. I think he's going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, so that's exactly why I decided to go into my Fire type, my lone Fire type on this team, which is Victini, the specially based Victini. Which actually has Will-O-Wisp itself, which is kind of cool. I do like that. But unfortunately, I bring it in on Thunderbolt. I guess he just wanted to kill me straight out. Just wanted to kill that Crobat, so he went straight for the Thunderbolt. And Victini is going to take it to the face, which isn't very great because Victini's switch-in is very limited now. I can only switch it in one more time because of Stealth Rock. So I'm going to have to be a bit more careful about that, how I play Victini. But hey, we'll see how that goes. I just decided to go for Stab Psychic because, you know, it's probably going to do the most to Rotom. And nothing that he wants to switch in can really... I mean, Swampert can take a Psychic, sure, but a 2-hit KO is threatening, and especially after the toxic damage, he is not going to be able to live any hit from Victini from this point. So I'm definitely going to be able to clean that thing out. That's very nice to get Swampert out of the way. It's a little bit of a pain, Swampert, especially if it's at a good amount of health, and it has Roar. If it's packing Stealth Rock and Roar, that can really screw things up, especially when I have Victini and Zapdos hanging around. So I'm glad I got rid of it. It won't be a bit of a problem to me anymore. But he brings in Heracross, and I feel that he is maybe going to be Scarfed, but I'm not quite sure. So I just decide to leave Victini in as death fodder instead of switching out, expecting you know, a Mega Horn or whatever. And I stay in Psychic just on the off chance that he isn't Scarfed and that he's bluffing it and wants to sub on my switch, which he doesn't end up doing. He actually double switches to Clefable, I guess expecting me to switch out, fearing his Scarf, but as I said obviously before, I kind of just wanted to scout whether he was or not, and so I decided to stay in. But at this point, there's no point in me staying in on a Clefable, especially when my Victini doesn't carry the V-Create. The best thing that I can do is go to Steelix and really just see what this Clefable wants to do. The good thing about Steelix is I really don't care about statuses. He can't T-Wave me, he cannot Toxic me, and he can't really do any other status to me apart apart from those two. That's usually what Clefable carries. So I just go into it, and I guess I'm just going to kind of raw shuffle his team until he gets to something which is obviously going to be able to take me down. And unfortunately, my raw shuffling only goes so far as Heracross, because now he will be able to go for the close combat and clean me out, and obviously I don't really want to switch out at this point. I could potentially go to Crobat. Crobat would resist it nicely, and that would put me at a really nice footing, actually, if I had Crobat in, because it would threaten a lot of dudes on his team. But I decided to let Steelix die. There's no point in, making predictions, because he may well have predicted Crobat to come in and gone for the Stone Edge. But at least with Steelix dying, it's something that I really don't need on my team anymore, and I do now get a free switch into Crobat, which is generally a lot better because I'm also taking Stealth Rock damage on the switch-in, so it's good to have that going for me. Indeed it is. So he's going to go into the Hitmontop. I guess he has nothing that wants to take a Brave Bird at this point. His resistance in Rotom Heat form is now dead, of course, so that's definitely not going to be something that he's going to be wanting to take, but he's going to have to take it anyway, and Hitmontop is the thing that's going to come in. Fortunately for him, though, I have no idea, but he manages with Intimidate to be able to live a choice banded Brave Bird. That's adamant, max attack choice band, and Intimidate's gonna play its part here, because it's gonna basically get rid of my choice band and allow him to live the hit. But unfortunately for him, I have Inner Focus, and I believe that's the first time ever in the history of me using Crobat that Inner Focus has actually been useful in any way, because I not only managed to live the Fake Out, but I managed to use my own ability to not get flinched and to be able to take him out with a Brave Bird, which is fantastic. So that's what I do. And now Heracross comes back in, and this was really where I am obviously thinking he is obviously going to be scarfed at this point, because why would you bring Heracross in on a Crobat which is locked into Brave Bird? He's scarfed, he manages to take me out. I decided to stay in on the off chance that he would maybe miss Stone Edge or even predict my switch. I really didn't care at that point. Crobat was pretty much dead weight. And now I can freely go into Moses, who is going to part the Red Sea indeed. And he's going to dodge the Stone Edge, which is definitely beneficial for me, because I don't think Moses can take two of these. He can definitely take one, but two is a bit of a far cry, I believe, even though he has leftovers and has relatively decent bulk. As you can see, I'm not quite sure, actually. I might have been able to take two. You know what? I'm saying that I probably would have done because of leftovers. If you count leftovers, then I'm definitely going to be able to take two Stone Edges. But I was kind of fortunate there that he missed his first one. Basically just gives me a little bit more HP to work with, and definitely helps against this Shaymin that's going to come in, because Shaymin obviously has a lot of HP, and a hidden power is not going to be stabbed. It's going to be super effective, sure, but because I'm bulky enough to take it, I'll be able to go all the way down to a low amount and hit the Pain Split onto the Shaymin. So 20 HP back from the brink of death, not only cutting Shaymin's HP in half, but also bringing myself back up to a very respectable range in the green. So beneficial in every sense in this match. Moses is doing well. I'm enjoying his prowess on the field. He's doing a good job for me indeed. So Shaymin's going to go for another hidden power. Obviously isn't going to be able to kill me, and I kind of contemplated going for the Pain Split again. Would have been nice, I guess, but I decided just to go for the Will-O-Wisp at this instance, simply because it's passive damage for a short period of time. He clearly has Natural Cure because it's a Shaymin, but the good thing about Will-O-Wisping something like that is that you kind of force them to switch at a certain point. If not forcing him to switch, I'll force him to go for the Rest if he does carry Rest, because that can happen, and if he does want to do it, then I can potentially get something set up on a turn that he wants to rest on. So it's just generally a good strategy to get something like that statused, even if it does have Natural Cure, because it can work to your benefit in the long run anyway. But he's going to switch out here, not wanting to take an Ice Fang or an Ice Punch. He doesn't know my Floatzel set yet, so he cannot quite ascertain which one I'm going to be carrying, but he knows that for certain Clefable is going to be able to take either of the hits. So he goes straight to it, that fluffy pink motherfucker. Fluffy pink a motherfucker Clefable. I have no qualms in saying motherfucker about Clefable, because that thing is a bitch, I'll tell you that much. I will tell you that much, indeed. So, the thing, unfortunately, is that I can't get passive damage on him with my Switcheroo Burn Flame Orb, but what I can do is I can get rid of his own leftovers. So, that's exactly what I decide to do. I go for the Switcheroo, I manage to take his leftovers away, which means that he has no sort of passive recovery going on. If he does want to recover, he's going to have to resort to Wishing or Soft Boiling, and that's something that is going to be very beneficial, because it means that I am able to apply a rod of pressure onto him, and it's gonna be great because I can bring Fizzy in, just hit Thunderbolts all day, all long, and he's not actually gonna recover. He's just gonna keep smacking me with seismic tosses, taking me right the way down. But at this point, I can definitely kill the Clefable. Seismic Toss has worn me out, as has Stealth Rock. I really should carry a spinner on this team. I have Victini, Crobat, and Zapdos, which is kind of a death wish if you're playing UU with those guys and you don't have a spinner. It's a bad idea, so I should probably smack one on the team. But hey, it's been working out for me so far, so I don't really have too many worries about it. It's still been doing okay, even though I don't have any spin support. So I do manage to, win the war there, even though Zapdos goes down to Life Orb. And at this point, I have a very good footing because all he has left is Shaymin and his Rotom Heat Form. And because Shaymin is at such a low amount of HP, Waterfall is easily going to be able to clean that thing out from that range. And his last, obviously, is the Rotom Heat. So Floatzel definitely going to be able to outspeed that guy. Definitely going to be able to go for the Waterfall and take the game from there. So there you go, that's pretty much the game. Kind of finishing the narration a little bit earlier than I would normally do, but yeah. A bit of a more chilled narration, maybe a bit more of a reminder of ye olden days when I used to not shout at my screen every 10 seconds. Because I generally used to do that quite a lot, be quite quiet and chilled and, a bit more uptight, I guess, in my old narrations. It was good, I enjoyed it, it was fun. But yeah, I just became a bit more of now I can't get my words out because I've just not been speaking. I've become a bit more of a, let's say, obnoxiously loud person on the internet. Yes, indeed. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. You can leave a like, that would very much help me out, I would appreciate it. You can also check out my vlog series on E3. Not many people have been watching that from my active subscriber base, but I know that there are lots of people interested in E3, and in case you did want to see those, then you can check them out on my channel. I'll be doing them every day, so that's good to always check out, and you can also check out the previous battle on the screen right now against P before you go to bed. It was a fun one, definitely a fun NU game. But I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.